Tell us how. So you have clearly seen, both sides of the table, and not every young kid has or young influencer has. So
Yes.
tell us what really inspired you to do this, and how do you see this transition in your career from corporate to an influencer? Because clearly, when we were young, we didn't had these kind of opportunities available to be an influencer.
That's true. Yeah.
So how did this transition happen?
Okay, so it was never in the books, to be honest. Like I never had this planned up. Look, in the beginning, I did my MBA like a regular, you know, girl from India. Like I did my MBA in finance and banking, and I joined an IT company, and then I started switching jobs and working in the corporate. So I had no plans to transition, first of all, that to a fashion industry, not at all. Like I had no plans. But suddenly, like when I was working with Ernst and Young, I decided to take a small break in between to join another corporate company. So just say I thought of taking a couple of months break after working for so long. So during that time, it occurred to me that fashion is something I had always liked, even though I didn't get the chance to, you know, pursue something in it or actually wear good clothes, because when I was younger I was in a township and didn't have many resources in the township to buy things, and that was a different era. There was no e-commerce website, no online shopping, so I
Where
always
did you grow up?
I grew up in a place called Bakund. It's called Century Cement Industry. So it was a Birla's concern, and they had a small township near the city Raipur, Chhattisgarh.
Okay.
So yeah, that was around 70 kilometers away from Raipur. So it was not a city, it was a small township.
Okay.
I was there till I was 17, and then I went to my college, which was in Jaipur. It's called Vanasthali University. So
Yes.
there we had some dress codes, like we used to wear khadi and particular dressing style, like kurtis and stuff. So never really thought that I'll ever be going into fashion because I was not exposed to it. Though I always seem to like it, but I never got exposure into it. So when I got that small break back in 2018 to think what I want to do in the future, I started, improving my lifestyle by eating healthy, working out, and just trying to have some styling, like improving my
They
styling also.
started during your bursary days.
No, not at that time. Also, we had very limited resources.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
We
Okay.
were in
Okay.
that campus. We were, we didn't have any shopping malls and stuff, right? So that started much later. I had already worked in the corporate for almost 5 years by then.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I used to shop a little and then just try, but I also had restrictions at that time because I was working in corporate, so you have dress codes there, and when you go to office, like I think you spend most of your time in office itself. So we had like strict formals at that time. This started much later in 2018, and it was also because a lot of people used to ask me. I never really spent a lot of money or my efforts in dressing up, but I used to get questions like, "Where did you buy it from? This combination looks good." Or should we shall I combine it with this color? Like I used to get these. So I thought maybe probably my dressing sense is good, which I'm not aware of, and so that's why people are coming to me and asking these questions. So just out of my interest, I started a blog. So it was not back then in 2018 also, Instagram was very new. So we didn't have reels and influencers and all these terminologies. We had those self-hosted blogs, if you remember, like your own blog, and you have like long blog posts and stuff.
Powered by Blogger, most of them. Google's
Yes,
Blogger. Yes.
yes, so I started my self-hosted blog out of my interest. Let's just take a small break and let's start this blog. And I used to write these long articles about styling some pieces and combining this and that, and theme based, like monsoon lookbook and winter lookbook and stuff. And I started getting good readership. People started messaging me, and a lot of women, like my childhood friends, people from my township, and a lot of other girls, they reconnected to me through that blog. Like it was like surprisingly a hit. They started talking about me. But that was a very tricky time because Instagram was kind of rising at that time, and people were moving from reading blogs to watching uh, static images or short form content. They were not really reading long blogs. So I realized it after an year or so that I can't be doing this. I mean, this is not something where I can collaborate with brands or people are gonna read after a certain time. So eventually I also transitioned to Instagram and started posting content there.